We're coming to you from the Radford Studio Center lot in Studio City, right over the hill from Hollywood. This is the place where dreams are made, legends are born. Hello and welcome to The Lot. I'm Suzanne Marques. The Little Mermaid just opened in theaters, and we talked to the cast and filmmakers about Halle Bailey's audition and the moment that brought them to tears.
I don't know how, but I know something's starting right now.
Halle Bailey earned the role of Ariel on the strength of her voice.
I think finding that balance was very important to me because I consider myself a singer, a musician first, and I really just want to honor the art that was there, that was done before us. So the work of Alan Menken, who is a legend, is just so beautiful, and the fact that we had his stamp of approval and him guiding us through these songs as well as the new songs was amazing for me.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake.
The nice thing about working on songs is very different than listening to songs. And so even though I still knew these songs from when I was a kid, I gained a whole new appreciation for how really great those songs are.
Kiss the girl, sha-la-la-la-la-la, and listen to this song say kiss the girl.
It was always on replay in my house, just because I don't remember the first time watching it, just because I was so young when I was showed it. So I don't remember not knowing these songs.
Why don't you
Kiss the girl. Come on and kiss the girl. Go on and kiss the girl.
You broke the rules. You went to the above world.
A man was drowning. I had to save him.
This obsession with humans has to stop.
I just want to know more about them.
The cast knew how important their performances would be, especially when it came to the film's iconic songs.
I want to be where the people are. I want to see them dancing, walking around on those, what do you call them? Oh, feet.
Well, I mean, the first time we...
Tears, this one.
I mean, when she came in and sang for us and auditioned for us, I mean, she shut her eyes and started to sing Part of Your World, and I was so moved. I found myself, yes, John, in tears at the end of the audition. And I thought, oh my gosh, is this Ariel?
Flipping your fins, you don't get too far. Legs are required for jumping, dancing.
She had this beautifully simple approach to singing the song, which was just captivating to us. It was her presence as well as this magnificent voice that just charmed us.
Up where they walk, up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world.
We lost a legend this week. Tina Turner dazzled audiences for 5 decades, inspiring singers like Beyonce and Lizzo, who paid tribute to Tina Turner at her concert in Phoenix and shared how this legend set the stage for her own career to blossom. Lizzo got the crowd riled up with Proud Mary after that emotional speech, and some fans even posted videos of themselves singing along to Tina Turner hits before her concert, which Lizzo had added to her pre-show playlist.
Proud day, keep on burning. We will roll, roll, roll.
Coldplay kicked off the first of 4 concerts in Barcelona at the Olympic Stadium with a slow cover of Proud Mary. Let's take a look back at the incredible life of the Queen of Rock and Roll. Proud Mary was one of Tina Turner's signatures, showcasing her unique sound, look, and moves.
That's my style. I take great songs and turn them into rock and roll songs on stage.
Icon, survivor, and the Queen of Rock and Roll. She began life as Anna Mae Bullock in rural Tennessee. As a teenager, she moved to St. Louis, where she met Ike Turner.
Ike was very good to me when I first started my career. Started to sing weekends with him, and we were really close friends.
They married in 1962, but offstage, his drug abuse fueled violent outbursts.
I had had a lot of violence. Houses burned, cars shot into, like, the lowest that you can think of in terms of violence.
After years of abuse, Tina left him in the 70s with nothing to her name. In the early 80s, her cover of Let's Stay Together reignited her career. Her Private Dancer album in 1984 landed her first #1 hit at the age of 44. It wasn't even her favorite song.
I didn't like it. I wasn't accustomed to singing those kind of songs.
It became the title of her 1993 movie based on her autobiography starring Angela Bassett.
Did the picture do it justice?
Yes, I think in a way I would have liked for them to have had more truth, but according to Disney, it's impossible that people would not have believed the truth.
She also appeared in movies like The Who's Tommy and Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome and sang the theme song. She also gave voice to the James Bond movie GoldenEye. Oprah Winfrey would play a major role she turned down in The Color Purple.
It was too close to my personal life. I had just left such a life, and it was too soon to be reminded of.
The soundtrack gave her another hit. Her personal favorite?
It was very special because at the time when I got it, no one believed in it but me.
Turner recorded and toured into her 80s. Honored by the Kennedy Center in 2005 and inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice, crediting her Buddhist faith with keeping her going.
The calls you make this lifetime can be the effect of a better life the next lifetime. It will be better and gets better and better.
And her music lives on forever. Now let's talk about movies in theaters. The Wrath of Becky is a bloody revenge comedy, kind of similar to John Wick. I talked to Seann William Scott, who plays the evil target in the movie, best known for playing Stifler in American Pie.
In fact, I can't believe we haven't met. I'm Steven Stifler.
Seann William Scott won us over as the antagonist in American Pie, the Stiffmeister, Steve Stifler. He says while he still gets recognized on the street from his role in this coming-of-age teen comedy, they don't harass him anymore.
The thing is like the people that grew up, for the most part, watching those movies are a little bit older now and maybe a little bit more mature. Yeah. We're still immature. No, we're still young and immature.
We're young at heart, okay?
Yeah. But every once in a while, I'll hear. Usually, sometimes what I get, and it always confuses me a little bit, is like, "Hey, Stifler's mom." Like, not really. I know what you mean, but I'll take it.
I got some scotch.
Single malt?
Aged 18 years. The way I like it.
Stifler's mom, played by Jennifer Coolidge, who is now a Golden Globe, Emmy, and SAG Award winner from her role in The White Lotus.
She's been really crushing it, though, for so long. And we filmed American Pie 1 in 98, came out in 99. So I'm not surprised at all. But man, it's been so fun, so special to watch her just thrive.
Are you having fun?
Wicked fun. You?
I think that I'm beginning to like you.
Too bad the feeling isn't mutual.
Seann William Scott is now in his villain era. In The Wrath of Becky, he plays the leader of a group of bad guys dubbed the Noble Men, who become targets after they mess with the wrong teenager. He says it's fun to cheer on a hero dead set on revenge.
Maybe it's because, well, I'm sure it's because you're following this, lead character who's been wronged, and they just go out with a vengeance and just like kill the bad guys. And in our movie, it's a 16-year-old girl, which makes it even more fun.
So are you going to see this? Or you're just going to stand there?
Right this way.
Finally.
The movie is so bloody and over the top, at times he wondered if it would work, and to his and moviegoers' delight, it's a winner.
It was fun while it lasted.
It's not over yet.
It's in theaters now. Dua Lipa is teasing her new song in the new Barbie movie. Rainn Wilson has a new travel show, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is Netflix's chief action officer. Dua Lipa is stepping out with Dance the Night, her new song from the upcoming Barbie movie album. She'll also appear as a mermaid in the movie, which premieres in July.
Happiness is out there, hiding in some of the places you'd least expect. What I want to know is, which places?
Rainn Wilson and the Geography of Bliss is a different kind of travel show. The Office star's new Peacock series journeys across the world to learn how different cultures find joy. Wilson says his globetrotting adventures taught him that happiness ultimately comes down to one thing: being a part of a connected community.
From the monasteries of Thailand to the tribes of Central Africa to extended families in Bulgaria to Viking women doing a cold plunge in Iceland, it's all about connection. And that's where humans thrive and live their best lives.
No one loves action as much as I do. That's why I've accepted the big new job as Netflix's chief action officer.
The explosions you asked for?
Bigger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's having fun in a new promo for Netflix's action lineup, which he's now a part of thanks to his new series, Fubar. The show marks the first time he's had a lead role in a scripted series.
I'm back, baby.
When we come back, Gayle King sits down with Robert De Niro and Sebastian Maniscalco to talk about their Father's Day film. Welcome back to The Lot. Stand-up superstar Sebastian Maniscalco and screen legend Robert De Niro co-star in the new comedy About My Father. It's loosely based on Maniscalco's relationship with his dad, and Gayle King sat down with them.
Comedian Sebastian Maniscalco has sold out arenas across the country.
Dad was working 18 hours a day. I think I formally met my dad when I was 18 years old.
His dad, Salvatore Maniscalco, is a common theme in his acts. So we decided to meet up with him at this Chicago suburb deli in his neighborhood. They have a very special sandwich there.
We heard this is where you can get a good Sebastian Maniscalco sandwich.
You definitely heard correct.
Hi,
yes.
you guys.
How are you?
What do you think, Salvo, when you come in and there's a sandwich named after your son?
I can't believe it, really. I
Really?
can't. It's great.
What is it about him that you think is so good?
I mean, that him growing up and hearing the stories of his childhood, I mean, I have the exact same stories. He had plant sandwiches at lunch and kids would laugh at me. Like, I have that.
The school wasn't responsible if the veal piccata spoiled.
I know, he's so good, though.
I hear you got some amazing sandwiches. What's going on? How's it going? What's happening?
Hi, oh, I'm so glad to see you.
I gotta ask you, what's the revenue on the sandwich a month?
Oh, here we go. All right, 3 Sebastian specials.
Nice.
3 Sebastian specials, okay. That tomato is fresh.
Excellent on the sandwich, I gotta tell you.
Beautiful, I love to hear that.
Salvo, was he a funny little kid?
He was always, because he loves stage.
Yeah.
I mean, when I see him there and performing, I can read his mind and say, yes, that's where I belong.
But now, you know, he's funny, but you're such a big part of his act. Were you always comfortable with it?
Always comfortable.
You
with it.
were?
Yes.
You never.
Because.
Why? Because of the money.
You can say anything about me.
Tell us, Salvo, the relationship between the two of you, what it means to you.
Family is a major thing for me. I mean, as a father, it's life.
And Sebastian is highlighting their father-son bond in his new movie. It's called About My Father.
50 years ago, I come to this country to give you a better life.
Was it a hard story to tell for you?
Not necessarily hard, it was hard to perform, to act, because I don't generally do that. Now I'm doing it with one of the greatest actors who ever lived.
Enter Robert De Niro.
Never rat on your friends, and always keep your mouth shut.
The Academy Award-winning actor plays Sebastian's father.
Dial it down with
The real Salvo has been a hairstylist since the 60s, so we sat down with this trio at a hair salon.
I was curious about you, Bob De Niro, now that you played him. Like if I wanted you to wash my hair, color my hair, braid my hair, could we go in the back and you could do that?
No, I'd have to bring Salvo with me. I was checking out your highlights on TV.
So how did this come about, Sebastian? Did you say, Dad, I sure would like it if Robert De Niro played me in a movie?
It was unreal that the man said yes, because you just don't think that Robert De Niro is going to end up playing your father. It's something that is, you know, it was like a dream come true. You know, I called him, he don't believe nothing, right? I'm like, De Niro's gonna play you. He's like, yeah, right, come on. I don't believe it until I see it. Go ahead.
When
you said it,
yes.
I said, wait a minute, did I hear right? So I said, hold on, let me get my hearing aid. Because I said, it's impossible. I said, no way.
I don't even know if you know what was going on our side. You're just doing movies, and we're sitting over here going, this is the guy I had on my wall as a kid. So it was super exciting.
And I wonder what it's like for you when you hear people, what you just said, Sebastian. I had posters of, you know, movies of yours on his wall. What is it like for you to hear what you mean to so many people?
I'm honored and flattered.
Yes.
At the same time, I cringe a little bit.
Why?
Because it makes me uncomfortable. But I'm, you know, I'm not complaining.
But do you know you're that good though? Do you know? You got to know it, no? I mean, like when you watch yourself in a movie, do you go, "Oh my God, I'm unbelievable"?
I know. I often wonder that. Do you look at yourself? Are you a hard critic of yourself when you watch yourself on screen?
Yeah, I mean, when I look at myself at certain things, I say, oh, God, I can't look at that. Part of it is for vanity, but excluding the vanity part, what it is that you're doing character-wise, what you're supposed to do, what the task is at hand.
But there is a key scene in the end when it's a very emotional scene between the two of you. Was that difficult for you, Sebastian, that scene?
Yeah, that was the scene that I was kind of pining over the whole time I was on set. Like, I'm gonna have to get emotional, I'm gonna have to cry, something I've never done on film. I go to him, I said, listen, I need help here. I don't know what I'm doing. Could you help me out? And he goes, well, you know, I didn't want to say anything. I don't know what your process is. And I'm like, my process is just hope. Hope this happens.
But wait, before you finish, you have a process when it's time for you to cry? I think that's interesting.
The one thing is not to force anything or to try and get it or push for it. Either you have it or you don't. The worst thing you could do is push something that's not there. Better that you don't do anything. And that to me is the most important. And sometimes you can't, you know, it's like doing a play every night, a certain performance. Some days you can have it, or nights, and others you just don't, and but you're a professional, you go through it, you do it.
What did he say to you?
No, he did. He said, think about your father. When you do this, think about your father. And then in the conversation, it got emotional between him and I started crying in the conversation. I go, I gotta use this. So I'm running, crying, thinking about my dad. I come into the scene crying, right? I do the scene, right? And they yell, cut. All right, again? I'm like, again? That's all I got. So it just taught me a lot about getting to certain places while you're acting.
Yeah. But you know, at the crux of the movie, it's a love story between families. Mm-hmm. And I ultimately think those of us with adult children, we want our children to be proud of us, and on the reverse, we want to be proud of them. Don't you think?
Yeah, ultimately, that's the goal. I mean, now that I have a son, you know, I want him to look up to me like I look up to my dad. Yes. So now that we're here in Chicago, when I left in 1998, 2023, sitting in the salon with my dad, and it's a big moment for me, and. Yes. I want to thank you for being playing my father, and I want to thank you for being the best father I could ask for. And sometimes I don't reflect on things that happen in my career, and it's happening right now on your show. So
I think about this little boy that had Robert De Niro as a poster on his wall. I do think that that's big.
Yeah, it's big.
Sal, did Robert De Niro capture your essence?
Oh, yeah, he did a fantastic job, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm crying too now. See?
Just the sweetest. I cannot wait to see that movie. When we come back, we'll have a listen to one of the songs Taylor Swift just dropped. Stay with us. Welcome back. One Taylor Swift fan couldn't score tickets to her Eras tour, so he got creative. Davis Perigo is an accountant by day and got hired as a security guard at Taylor Swift's Nashville show, complete with a front row view. Though he did get into some trouble, he tells our Nashville station Taylor's team told him he was going too hard and needed to take it down a notch. Yeah, focus on your job, but he did have some fun. Well, Taylor also just dropped a new song with Ice Spice.
Mama is your checks bout to bounce. Mama is a fire in your house. And she bout to pop up unannounced. And she never leaving you alone. Watch her put your ops on a throne. Got you.
This new collaboration just dropped. Taylor Swift teaming up with rising rapper Ice Spice for a new version of Swift's song Karma. And one of T Swift's besties, Selena Gomez, is set to host 2 new cooking shows.
Get a taste for a night, baby, show me you can calm down, calm down. Dance with me and take the lead now, lead now.
In between making music, she loves to cook, and this will be her first time working with the Food Network. The first show is described as a celebration-focused series, debuting later this year, just in time for the holidays. Can't wait for that. The second show will start next year. Gomez will meet with some of the nation's best chefs and cook their most popular dishes. This comes fresh off of her Emmy-nominated HBO Max series, Selena Plus Chef. She cooked at home, working remotely with well-known chefs, and learned their signature dishes. Well, the actors' strike has halted production on a new movie starring Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara. A new thriller is impacting a star's home life, and Oscar-winning actor Jeff Bridges gives us an update on his health battles. Jeff Bridges is opening up about his battles with cancer and COVID. The Oscar-winning actor tells AARP magazine that thanks to chemotherapy, a 9 by 12-inch tumor is now the size of a small marble. But the chemo also wiped out his immune system, and he was then hospitalized for 5 weeks with COVID. The 73-year-old star recovered and went back to work on season 2 of his FX series, The Old Man.
You must be cleared of all your sins. Are you ready for your clearing?
Hulu's new psychological thriller, The Clearing, debuts this week, delving into the dark world of cults. Star Teresa Palmer says the heavy subject matter made for a strange work-life balance during filming.
I also have 4 children, so I would be mum in the morning and then I'd go to work and I'd just be in this completely dark, harrowing headspace and then have to, again, same thing, like leave it at work and come back and do like books and bedtime with the kids. So it's an interesting 4 months.
Production on Joaquin Phoenix and Rooney Mara's movie The Island has been shut down just before filming was set to begin. According to the trade publication Deadline, the Bond company insuring the movie pulled the plug over fears of a potential actors' strike. Deadline says the issue might force Bond companies to shut down other movies and shows as well. Meanwhile, The Price is Right host Drew Carey is stepping up by helping striking workers and paying for meals at LA diners. He tweeted, "Show your WGA card at Bob's Big Boy in Burbank or Swingers Diner on Beverly near Fairfax, and your meal is free. Dine-in only, tip included." Drew Carey is picking up the tab for the duration of the strike. He also bought lunch for writers during the 2007-2008 writers' strike that lasted 100 days, and lots of folks are enjoying the offer this time around as well.
Fresh off the picket line from CBS Radford, me and a few captains needed a bite to eat. the free food was offered, we're here.
So far, the writer's bill has reportedly topped 10 grand and rising. That's a wrap for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Suzanne Marques. See you again next week on The Lot.